Hello. Throwback Thursday style. Happy National Day on Writing to you, LaDonna. So excited that this is here today.
I know. It amazes me every time everything just kind of flows and plays where we need it to be, right?
And tell us why this is so significant for us.
So, when we put this together, I had no idea today was National Day of Writing. And our new Cinderella Monologue stories come out on Saturday, October 22nd. 22 amazing women get together and write their own story. And MILA has put it beautifully together inside one cover to create a fabulous book for us ladies. And I'm so excited.
I know it's so magical to think about. We chose October 22nd as our launch date, even before we knew there was such a thing as National Day on Writing.
I know. And it's so amazing that, for so many years, I have wanted to write my story. I have wanted to voice me. And then I thought, you know what? It's too late now, to have a first writing, a first book, a first story. Let me tell you, people, it is never too late. I have decided never too late to voice your opinion, your wishes, your inspiration.
Well said, LaDonna. Well said. So proud of you. You've come such a long way from not being a very good student to now just living it up.
I know. If all of my teachers could see me now from millions of dinosaur years ago, if they could just see me now, of what I have accomplished in my writing, they would be floored, astonished.
Awesome. So stick around because we've got some amazing throwback facts for you that LaDonna's prepared in talking about the timeline of writing, going all the way back to the first typewriter and written language. So stay tuned for that. We have a very special guest. Our book coach and editor, MILA JOHANSEN, is with us here today. So we're going to bring her on in just a few minutes. And let's get started with throwback style. So LaDonna, tell us.
Well, today I have, I think I've probably worn this top prior to today, but it is very soft. It has the lace, which I love soft. I love eyelet lace. I love all the trimmings. And this is very see-through. And it's like a off-white and green. But what I've done to make it a little different, I have put a turquoise cami underneath, which brings out the green even better, more vibrant. And so I just wanted to do this to inspire people to please be okay with change, try new things. Try something together with your closet, this top with this top or this top with this jacket. You can do so many things with what you already have in your closet. And I love it when we can reuse things we already have, but make it look completely different.
Absolutely. I love that. And it has a really Cinderella feel to it because it is some of the sheer fabric, and I like the crisscross. And I especially love the fact that you put a different color cami underneath that. I would have thought about to do that.
That I just want to inspire people. Think outside the box.
Exactly. Well, I've got teal on too. Look, I read your mind. With a little bit of gold. Look at that. So this is a very vintage item with the gold beads. These are wooden painted beads. And I felt like I had to channel my writer, right? So I'm wearing this blazer, and look at this, LaDonna's elbow patches.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I love that. I love it. You're ready for horse riding.
Yes, I could be an equestrian. I could see myself sitting in salon, like a writer salon with my elbow patch, and it's tweed jacket. And this makes me feel like a professional writer.
Oh, I love it. And you always look so professional no matter what you wear.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, let's get started because I know LaDonna, as usual, has prepared some slides for us. So we want to give you the scoop, right? The throwback scoop on what National Day is all about, National Day on Writing. And I just so admire the National Council of Teachers for coming together and initiate, this sort of holiday. Did you know that, LaDonna, you can like request different days to be holidays? I think you need to come up with something like Home Sweet Home Earth or something. I
Oh,
know.
I think we do. I think we should do that because, you know what? When I was reading all the dialogue and stories and things about, the teachers got together to make this holiday, which I think is wonderful because it's going to help people be more creative over time. And yes, I need to come up with some holidays. I always have great ideas, just don't know what to do with them. I'm just full of ideas.
Well, I know we already celebrate Earth Day, Arbor Day, National Hug a Tree Day, but I think there's might be a day in there that you can think of and just nominate it, right? So see.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think there should be more women's holidays.
Oh, you know what? It just came to me. Treasure Hunting Day to celebrate yard sales and estate
Yes,
sales.
yes, yes, absolutely. And things not to do while you're treasure hunting. Do not fall.
Well, I'm going to give you that homework assignment. Maybe look into it. National Treasure Hunting Day. All right, and just to give everyone a bit of background too about the National Council of Teachers coming together because they really want to promote literacy, and which I think is so important nowadays in our education. Just promoting literacy, the love of reading, the love of books, and love of writing. Because writing, you do it almost in every task, right? For your communications, business, work, career, school, you name it. So I think it's a very important skill.
And with that, Olivia, I came from a poverty community, poverty family, and my dad never learned to read or write. My mom read on probably a sixth grade level. She went to school through sixth grade. That's it. But she loved to read. I can't imagine not ever reading. Not that I'm a great reader. I am not. I have to read a story twice to really get the gist of all of it. And it's not something I really love to do, but I can't imagine not being able to read. I just hope there's nobody out there any longer that doesn't know how to read, but I'm sure there is, but I hope not because it's just so beautiful to be able to read. It seems so simple to us because we have it, but to some it wasn't.
Exactly.
Just a throwback moment,
Just a throwback moment. And you bringing that up like also makes me think about people that may be blind, right? So they have audiobooks, and so that's a way to like get involved in reading. And I know there's a service where like people read newspapers out loud or books to other seniors, perhaps people with who are blind. And then there's Braille books, right? So I just just imagine the invention of Braille books and how incredible that world opened up to people as well too.
Absolutely. We are blessed to be in the environment in the world that we live in to have everything that we have. We know that every nation, every government doesn't allow everything that we have, but we do. We are so blessed.
And you remember we talked to Namubiru Helman, the young lady from Uganda, and like her whole mission is to build this children's life center. So that way kids can have a childhood, kids can learn to read and write. And like, I am still touched deeply by her story from Monday Night Mojo.
Yes. Can you imagine if we brought in just pens and pencils and papers and just simple toys to the Uganda children? They would think the whole world had just opened up for them. I know they would. And, that's amazing. She is looking for mosquito nets, and here we are talking about fashion.
Well, some of this fashion you can find on homesweethometreasures.net, and you can support the fundraiser. So it goes to the mosquito nets.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Go, go, go. We're going to give you the link. You can go buy what you're already looking for and give to a great cause.
Exactly. So we are doing a huge fundraiser for her Heavenly Bread Children's Life Center. All right, LaDonna, you ready for your slides?
I am always ready.
All right, here you go.
Oh, National Day on Writing, 3000 BC. I can't even imagine um, them developing a writing system based on pressing marks into clay using stylus. Many of these clay tablets survived. Now, when they talk about stylus, I'm sure they're not talking about our stylus that we use on our cell phones, but probably like a stick, a piece of a branch, something like that is what I'm thinking their stylus probably was. Don't you think, Olivia? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
And
thinking like
then
a pick.
exactly. I don't want people to think they had something like our stylus that we use, that we use on our cell phones today or our tablets. So I had no idea that the first typewriter came out in 1865. I had no idea it went back that far. So this really amazed me. Melling Hansen invented the first commercially sold typewriter. Now, I've never heard of that brand. I've never heard of that name. So I don't know if it's the name without the brand, but that wasn't what I typed on when I got my first typewriter. Soon type, the correspondence became the standard for every type of writing except personal correspondence. Typing became an invaluable skill. I know that my grandchildren laugh at me because, oh my gosh, I couldn't wait to get my first typewriter. I am sure my parents saved forever to get me this first typewriter that I had. It was in a case, and it was almost like a record player, but it was encased like that. And I had to take such good care of that thing. And I loved it. I'm sure somewhere in my treasures of hope that I have put away, there is my first typing book. I'm sure of it. But yes, I love typing, and yes. So I had no idea it's been that old. Did you think that far back, Olivia, on the typewriter?
No, but I do remember having my first typewriter when I was just entering high school the first time prior to getting computer. But same, my parents did save up quite a bit of money just to get that. So
Yes.
yeah.
But you know what? In today's world, if we went out to buy a typewriter, it would be vintage. So we would still have to spend a pretty good lump of money to get one. So,
Indeed.
1971, the first email written. Oh my gosh, this is telling my age now. When I can remember way back when in 1971, Ray Tomlinson, a computer engineer at MIT, of course it was from MIT, sent an email to a computer sitting right next to him. He doesn't remember exactly what he wrote. I mean, and imagine, emails are still going strong. They go in, they go out, they get less popular, more popular, but we still use them. I think every business probably uses it every day. And then we go to 1995, print on demand. Oh my gosh. A tech boom makes it possible to create a high quality book equal to those produced by traditional publishers. Authors are able to upload manuscript, choose format and a cover, and print as needed. This eliminates the cost of storing unsold copies. Now, MILA has kind of taught me this process. I mean, not that I know how to do it yet, but she's talked about it. But I had no idea that it went back to 1995. I thought that was something newer than that. These dates always amaze me, though, Olivia.
It makes you appreciate, right? Like I really enjoy kind of these quick facts because it really makes me appreciate like everything we have for today. Like
It does. And some things we know, but we forget, and some things will floor. I mean, I just had no idea of going back that far. So, but you know what? Technology is so way advanced that, I remember my grandparents saying, oh, I wouldn't want to live in the world that you're going to have to live in when you're older. And then my parents used to say the same thing because, there were so many changes. But I've always been, I don't like change because I don't like relearning something or learning how to do it differently. But I'm always so grateful for change because I can't wait to see where it's going to bring us.
Exactly. So it's time to bring up our guest today, all the, fabulous self-publishing extraordinaire, MILA JOHANSEN. So this is her intro slide. So thrilled that we get to work with her, and she shares her knowledge of Amazon KDP with us. And it really is like magical. I can't say it enough. I can't think of another word other than, to be able to just write your story in a Word document and then upload it into KDP and have it print on demand. I mean, that's incredible. And also, it helps to alleviate, right, any extra copies lying around. So it's a very earth-friendly, eco-friendly, right? And that's what we always love here at Home Sweet Home Treasures. So anything that's going to be very efficient and helps to reduce costs in that way, right? We only print books when as needed.
Yes. I remember back in the day when everyone received a newspaper. Everyone bought a newspaper. 7 days a week, you would get a newspaper. And then you would go by the doorstep and it would be laying there for days sometimes. Look at all the waste and all, so bad for our earth, because once that paper gets wet, it's no longer recyclable. So it lands up in the trash. I'm so glad that we've gotten away from that and more people are going online to get the news. And I bet you MILA is in the background just chomping to get on and talk to us about the typewriter and, this on-demand writing and publishing. I know she's got things to tell us.
Indeed. So I'm going to, let's see, bring her on screen. Give us one moment here while we get her ready.
Can you imagine her grandmother sitting beside Bernard Shaw and Eleanor Roosevelt? Oh my gosh. If I could just stand next to Eleanor Roosevelt, I have so many questions. So I want to hear her stories. I just can't imagine knowing people like that.
Well, now you can ask her. Welcome, MILA.
Hi, everybody. Hey, I want to say a couple things to LaDonna is that I was a terrible student too, as we discussed before. My teachers didn't like me, but now I'm like head of the game. I'm an expert in my field, like you are. And I want to tell you that Einstein, the teachers didn't like Einstein or Disney or any of those big thinkers because they didn't know how to train, like you said earlier, they didn't know how to train free thinkers and people thinking out of the box because they were, let's sit in the box. If you're not in the box, you're not a good student. So I want to let you know, and I want to tell you, LaDonna, and I want to tell everyone, LaDonna's one of my best students. You know why? Whenever I say to do something, she does it right away, and she calls me and says, is there anything else I need to do? Or she emails me. She emails me like the email. And I want to tell you that you're one of my joy students because you do what I say. And I have a few of those right now, and I really like that because if everyone does what I say, what I teach, they're going to get there. And that's the big deal. So I just wanted to let you know that. And one more thing, a throwback fact, and I loved all your facts. Those are cool. I didn't know this. I took pictures with my phone of them. Everybody takes pictures. And so guess what? Here's the thing to remember. In 1910, a man walked into the patent office, where they put inventions and stuff. He said, okay, shut the office down. There's not going to be anything more invented ever. And then we have all the computers and email and lights. And anyway, so I thought that was such a funny thing, such a ignorant statement to make. You know what I mean?
Ignorant. That is the exact word, in ignorance, not a bad, some people think it's really a bad thing, but you know what? If you don't know what you're talking about, if you don't know what you're doing, listen to the person that does it for a living. That is one of my mottos.
Me too.
If I ask someone to do something that I know what I'm doing, if you don't do it, it's all your fault. It's on your hands. It's in your hands. But you know what? I tell my grandchildren all the time, you know what? If we didn't have change, we would still be using outhouses. So go make those flying cars. Go to the moon. Make it where everyone can go to the moon. I hope that we can live somewhere else one of these days. Who knows? Who knows? You know, I just don't know. I tell my granddaughter, go be the first president. I don't think it'll wait that long because she's only 14, but go be the president. Go be the first woman president. Be the second woman president. Go do what you want to do. Invent your own path. Isn't that incredible? We can do that.
Yeah. You know, and I've been teaching drama to kids for 38 years. And every once in a while we teach Shakespeare. One of them will complain. I'll go, excuse me, do you have a toilet? And they go, yeah. And I go, how many in your house? 2 or 3. I never want to hear you complain again. Kings and queens of the older days didn't have toilets. They lived worse than us.
And I know you came from a poverty family. I'm sure you probably only had one bathroom in your house.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, there was 6 of us, one bathroom.
Yeah, we had one bathroom. We did have 3 bedrooms most of the time, but we didn't have dinner all the time. So, I didn't have lunch. I went to school without lunch, and I was always hungry. But don't feel sorry for me. I married an organic farmer when I grew up, and now I have all the food I want, and we give 10 to 20,000 pounds of citrus a year to food banks locally.
See, you knew what to choose in your life. You were never going to go hungry again.
No, I was okay. I you know what? I always was positive. I was Pollyanna was my favorite movie, and so I live like Pollyanna. Like when she said to her father, "I really want a doll," and he goes, "Well, we can't afford one. Let's go look in the barrel, right?" So they go to the barrel and they look inside the barrel, and all there is a pair of crutches. So he says, let's play the glad game when he sees how disappointed she is. Find something to be glad about for the crutches. And she goes, well, I guess I can be glad I don't need them. So I've kind of thought that way all my life. Okay, exactly. I may not have this, but I have that. And now I am more prosperous and from working super, super hard.
You're never grateful for anything if it comes easy.
I'm grateful for if I don't expect anything, and so I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful every night I have dinner, actually.
There you go. Be grateful. Yes, absolutely.
And Mila, just want to say, what a gift you are. What a gift it is that you can share your knowledge with us to help us become better aspiring writers. And you've got your antlers on. You're in the Christmas spirit because you are such a gift. I love that.
Well, we were wearing hats a little while ago, so I'm wearing it because the book we're putting out, the Cinderella Monologues, this is a sample right here because it has that bar across. That's a great thing about Amazon. They give you samples. Then you can buy it for your friends and family as a gift, and I would buy it for every woman because there's probably a story in here that has been just like or affects every woman I mean, everybody, the great thing is Olivia's story here. She's in it, and her story is amazing because she was one of the Vietnamese boat people who escaped the Viet Cong new government that promised things and didn't give them and took all their wealth. And so she got to America. And it's a story. It's a real Cinderella story. And her mother did all the work in the family, kind of like me. When I was young, I had to do 4 hours a day. And so her story is amazing because we don't realize what a struggle it might have been for people to even come over on a boat that could sink or be invaded by pirates or, we don't know what people go through. We have to be so careful and realize that until we walk in their shoes. But this book has all those great stories. LaDonna's story can sometimes be a little shocking. And so it's amazing what people go through. And look at where LaDonna is today as a pro woman working in her field as an expert. So we're mainly writing this book with all these stories so that women can read it and go, no matter what happens to you, no matter where you've come from, you can be anything, and you can. And no more are we going to be suffering abuses by men, I mean, and most men are very, very nice. It's just been all through history. Women didn't have rights. They couldn't own their own land. They weren't allowed to vote till 1920, things like that. And I hope you're sitting down because this is so shocking. Women in Switzerland were not allowed to vote until 1971.
Wow. Oh, and we have Irma on. Irma, you're such a great person. Look at you. I'm grateful Irma. You ladies crossed my path. Thank you, Irma, for being here today.
And this book isn't just for women, right? It's for men too. So men, this is for you, so what you can understand us better. And Gary's such a huge supporter of us, LaDonna. You know that, and he's already said that he's going to pass the book on to his daughters. Just yeah, so grateful that he would do that too. So share it. I mean, these stories, we've worked really hard in these stories, and they deserve to be told, and they deserve to be shared.
Yes, and
Absolutely.
putting out books is so much fun and easy. And like LaDonna telling when it first came out, so that we don't have to store all these books. This print on demand is fantastic. I know many people who are still doing it the other way, and they have a garage full of books. And so this way, it's all handled by my secretaries at Amazon. That's what I do. I have secretaries working full time for me. And they put in some extra categories for us today, you guys. And we're like 290 in one of the categories. I think it's women's biographies. And that's really high up for a book, actually. And so this Saturday, we're going to do our lunch for the book. So everybody buy the book and then leave a review. Reviews are everything. But then in 2 weeks, we're doing an ebook launch where if everyone buys our ebook for 99 cents only, then you can still leave a review and help us become a bestseller. But for now, buy the real book. We want the real book sitting on your shelves and to hold it. It has such a good feeling. It's a matte cover, so it just feels really, really good. And it's
beautiful. It's so beautiful.
Look how beautifully made it is inside. It's just gorgeous. Yeah, it's a beautiful book. Oh, I didn't bring the one with the back cover. The back cover is beautiful because it has a square of all 22 women's pictures on it, and it's beautiful. I only have this book here because I was working with it with somebody, but anyway, yeah.
MILA only publishes beautiful books.
Oh yeah. If you're in one of my anthologies, it's going to be a beautiful book. I don't want more bad books out there. I'm sorry. It's got to be beautiful and inspiring, even though some of these stories are, some are tragic, but they don't end tragic. Every single person ends in a success, just like all of you also.
So the Facebook group,
even when it is a tragedy, you want to let people know that, I know for me, I want others to know you're not alone.
Right.
You're not alone.
That's it.
You have a sister you can, we may not be blood related, but you have a sister you can talk to anytime. You can just read these inspiring, shocking stories, and there's someone else out there you can relate to and build a relationship through reading.
Yes, and it's interesting because I always say this, but until Geraldo, the old talk shows came out, Donahue, and of course then Oprah, many women, and this is so true to some of my friends even now, believe that they are the only person it happened to and that it's their fault. So when they hear that 17 million other women went through it, or whatever the number is, they can say, I'm not the only one. It's not my fault. And I just think that's so important for women to know. And that's why these stories are so amazing for people to read, even if it didn't happen to you, but, to promote healing in the people it did happen to. So, because no matter what, like the LaDonna story, I'm sure that has happened to so many women. And there's this guilt that goes around certain things, and it's not our guilt. Shouldn't be our guilt. So I have one message. I'm telling people that no matter how long ago maybe your abuse was, please report it now. I had one student come to me. She had studied with me years ago, and now she's 40. And when Me Too happened, she wrote, well, I was abused by someone, but he's a dignitary in our town and has a family and he's a grandfather. I said, you go tell now before he does someone else. And so I was pretty adamant. I'm strict. I'm very strict on that one thing, that we must start speaking out, and telling things like that. So anyway, that's my dire message for today.
You always have such great messages.
Oh, you're so sweet. You too. Gosh, you guys, this is a great show. I'm real impressed with the whole thing.
I know. And LaDonna, you just brought up a great point here about building relationship through reading. I had to just capture that. So excellent point, LaDonna. Please join our Facebook group if you want to get in touch with all the authors and network and connect with other sisters. like LaDonna says, being able to just have a safe environment to reach out to one another. And of course, be informed and stay up to date with all the events that are going on, because we're gearing up for the paperback launch, ebook launch, you name it. So you definitely want to join the Facebook group that's on the screen and be part of that action.
And both of the launches, we're going to be giving away prizes. We're going to be giving away Amazon gift cards and some really wonderful, like, one-on-one hours with some of the experts and all kinds of things. Books, maybe books too.
Oh, and I'm going to be giving away anyone that purchases and gives a review. Reach out to me, go to the group, comment here on our recording. Let me know your email, and I will send you a $5 gift card from Home Sweet Home Treasures. So
Wow.
Just another bonus and appreciation for you supporting me and the other 21 authors in the Cinderella Monologue.
Can I talk about my grandmother for 1 minute, Olivia?
Absolutely. What better Throwback Thursday item would we want to talk about?
Well, my grandmother was the true inspiration for this book because she was a true Cinderella. She grew up in a terrible situation on a Colorado cattle ranch. And there was abuse and even some murder and some really unsavory things happened to her. But a teacher saw how brilliant she was and got her into Smith College on the East Coast. She never looked back. She went all the way there. She finished college. Her first job was to help put together the Pulitzer School of Journalism. And then she was hired to create the first minimum wage for women from $4 a week, if you can imagine, to $8 a week, and to get child laborers out of the factories. And then they sent her down to DC to become the first woman lobbyist to set the minimum wage for the entire country. And then she met Carrie Chapman Catt and Alice Paul and worked with them intimately as their lobbyist for the movement when we got the vote in 1920 on August 18th. Then she went to England, met George Bernard Shaw, and he loved her because she had a speech about prohibition, and he was a teetotaler and a vegetarian. And so he had her speak all over London with him, and he called her speech, "Alcohol is just like murder." I have articles. I have all the articles for everything, the real ones. And then she came back to DC and taught Eleanor Roosevelt public speaking, and Eleanor would open all her speech classes for all the wonderful women in DC and everywhere. And then she would invite everyone to come practice their speeches at the White House as part of Jesse's students, which, wow, amazing. Back then it was more open, a little more relaxed, I think. And then she went all over the country with a book she wrote, Time to Speak Up, and spoke to 2,000 people all the time and sold her book like hotcakes. So that's the reason to write books too, is it can become your flag for speaking and teaching and coaching. That's another thing to do that I work with people a lot. And I have my book, 101 Surprising Tips to Promote Your Book. And that one, I gave away 5,000 copies speaking at summits and podcasts even before I printed it on Amazon as a physical book. So there's just so many things you can do, so many ways you can use books in your life. And one of them right now is to build your authority by writing your book. And it can be a short book. I'm teaching people to write the 36-page book. Anybody can write a 36-page book in a day or two, get it edited, final answer, and then get it published in a week or two. So it's something to think about. You don't have to write long books. A lot of people are writing their short book and then using it as the outline for their longer book. And that's kind of the program I'm teaching right now, the memoir program. So they're going to write a chapter of a memoir and then expand it to their whole memoir for the families. Your family will love you if you write your memoir. So anyway, that's where we're at right now, doing those kinds of activities.
Oh, I love that. I can't even imagine everything that your grandmother went through doing all those magnificent programs. And I just can't.
Yeah, in her early 90s, she took me along when she spoke all the time in Hollywood with Gloria Steinem, Marlo Thomas, and sometimes Jane Fonda.
My grandmother's just cleaned and baked, had children.
Well, that's big. That's still big.
Yeah.
Really.
And just imagine if they could have went and done more, because, they were uneducated. They didn't know anything else. Yeah. So it's hard for someone to believe their women did other things than that.
But I think still that's as noble as my grandmother, what she did. I think my grandmother must have had some kind of karma star above her that set her in the middle of all these things. I mean, who would dine with Alice Paul every day across from the White House in Alice Paul's house? She would feed all the women cafeteria style. I mean, how does this happen to people? Some people, you see people that things happen to them like that, and I think my grandmother was one of them, but her tragic childhood almost makes it a better story. Don't you think?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
MILA, I wanted to ask you because from LaDonna's slide, we saw that self-publishing first started in like 1995. When did you get involved with self-publishing? And can you touch upon the difference between, the self-publishing and traditional, and what's that done for you and for your clients to be able to go self-publishing?
I've been doing it through different venues for about the last 20, 30 years, and I teach it. And then I would teach classes. Our book, Cinderella Monologues, is an anthology. Well, every class I ever taught on writing, I would end with an anthology that we would get published somewhere and that everyone could have. So it would be a result of the class, which I really like to end the class with a real result. And so I've been publishing my own books, I think, since like 1990. My first books that came out were traditionally published 101 Theater Games and 50 Scenes to Go. They were how I teach, and mainly sometimes I write my books so I can remember my own material, because they asked Einstein. I said, Einstein, what's the theory of relativity? He goes, I don't know. It's in a book. I leave my mind open for new ideas. So I'm kind of like that. Like if I need to look up a game, I'll go get my book, open it up and get my game out. And so I've been publishing books for a long time, in many different ways and formats, but discovering Amazon, and Amazon took over from like BookBaby, and there's still BookBaby, but the other one that was Amazon, and now everybody had to switch over. So the whole new publishing arm of Amazon is fairly new, because they have a lot of new, like it's if you do this and you do that, there's a lot of different little rules and tricks, but that's okay because they're offering us so much. Like we each get an author page on Amazon. We can put videos up on our main page. We can write our bios. We can write a description, and they'll show the first 10 pages of your book to people so they'll buy it. It's amazing what Amazon is offering in attributes, and you can get samples before your book comes out so you can see what it's going to look like, or it would be a complete disaster. So I've been doing this a long time, for decades, but I've been pivoting the last 3 or 4 years with Amazon and learning the ins and outs of that. And there's still a lot. There's so much, because they're offering new things all the time. Like they just barely offered hardcovers this last year. And so they only had paperbacks before. And my formula for you publishing a book, you might want to write this down, is do your paperback and hardback first. Wait 3 weeks so everybody has it on their shelf. Otherwise, they'll just buy the ebook, and then the books won't be out in the in the universe. So then after 3 or 4 weeks, you put out the ebook, and there's these really fun techniques that make you a bestseller. And you will become a bestseller no matter what, if you get friends to help you and participate and go through a couple programs like Fussy Librarian. And then you make a PDF to give away, maybe part of your book or 10 tips or something when you speak, because you want to speak at podcasts and summits. But they always want a gift, so you have to have some kind of gift ready. And then the big deal, if you feel up to it, is to go on to Amazon Audible Books, and they'll send you to another company called ACX, and you can get your book done for Audible.
And you know what I have to say about Amazon that I was so surprised, and MILA, I know you already know this, but our viewers probably don't. It's a huge company. They're very busy. But I had to do a trouble ticket last night, yesterday afternoon late. Within an hour, they answered me back, fixed it, done. How amazing is that?
Sometimes 5 minutes, they'll get back to me.
Within the hour, they had me on there, fixed. I was like, I figured, okay, tomorrow morning I'll get up and it'll be fixed, or tomorrow afternoon, at least 24 hours, I was thinking. But how amazing is that? That
it's
they
train them. Mila's trained them as her secretaries. That's why.
Oh, okay. And your delivery, you have your own delivery system too.
Well, see, I feel like I've been teaching and doing Etsy and eBay, which you can relate to, for years. And I taught at the adult education with a huge room of 22 computers. And I loved it because I told everyone that I'd start the class, it's just like having secretaries, because things will sell in the middle of the night when I'm not there to take an order. And they handle the whole entire thing. And then I make a sale and all I have to do is put it in the mail. What? And if you go digital, if you have a digital idea, which I do a couple cookbooks and things, you don't ever even have to mail it. It just goes out to them straight. You get the money, and they don't take very much. They take 8.3, and I'm telling you, that is not very much to have secretaries work for you full time. That's how I look at everything. They're working
absolutely.
for me.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Oh, and hi, Sandra.
Sandra's in the house. Woohoo! So we're getting news.
You know, Sandra, her story is amazing too. You know, her
one of our fellow co-authors of the Cinderella Monologues. So please, you can join us, Sandra. Thank you, thank you. I mean, she is a prolific writer, speaks on stages. She's an evangelist, so she's very powerful in her presence. And yet, you know, she's part of our book, and we're just so thrilled to have her in a community. And guess what? We have another author waiting in the background, hoping to come on. So should we bring her on?
Yeah,
absolutely. And we also have a Facebook user. Let us know your name so we can see who you are.
And we're showing everyone the book if you're the Facebook user. So you go on Amazon and get it today. It's finally up for you to buy, and leave us a review.
Oh, Sandra, I'm sure Mila will go all get with us on that Audible process as well later on.
Danny's in the house.
Hey guys. This is so super exciting. I don't even know where to start.
Welcome to your first live stream, Danny. This is what you're waiting for you on Saturday as part of our launch. So glad you could be here and just kind of get a rehearsal.
Oh my God. This is a first for me, guys, but it's such a good vibe. So super excited. Oh my goodness. And I'm seeing all the ladies in the house here. Oh my gosh, this is lovely.
So glad you joined us.
Oh, thank you, LaDonna. Thank you.
And Facebook user is Katie Mag. So Katie's on a lunch break, and look at that. She stole away from her lunch break to join us too. So thank you, Katie. Awesome. So
Danny, I love Danny's story because she really she writes it all in a Cinderella genre, and it's really cute and short, and I love your story so much. And then she goes, and then there was a little prince. I mean,
wait, what? Yeah, totally unexpected. Yes, exactly. It was, what a wonderful opportunity to be a part of this, anthology and collaboration. I mean, it really was unexpected for me altogether. I mean, we were in the Heart Song, I'm thinking the word webinar, but I know I got the wrong word. So it's the sessions and everything else. And it came across as an opportunity through MILA Scholarship. So very blessed, how things just happen to align. And it's so funny, guys, I got to tell you, writing was on my vision board. I walked away. I left a 20-year career in community services recently, and I didn't even know where to start. And writing something, not knowing what, was on my vision board. And then that opportunity just kind of this opportunity appeared. So just kind of proof and point that things do happen, and we can have our happily ever afters. They just kind of look a little bit different. That's all.
Absolutely. You're right. A little bit different. They all look a little bit different. Yes. Exactly. Absolutely.
So really grateful for the opportunity. And it was a lot of fun. And to be really honest, not to take up a lot of time, but to be absolutely transparent, this was the one topic I never thought I would talk about.
Oh.
And I actually kind of had a little bit of a nudge from somebody that said, you should really write about, being a teenage mom and blah, blah. And I'm like, not happening. Don't want to go there. Don't want to look back. I don't want to look back there. I want to look forward. But it was cathartic.
Danny, when
You
I
know,
first heard about teenage mothers, I looked it up and it was 170,000 young girls getting pregnant in high school.
Mhm.
And and now it's gone down. I think it's 140 or 150,000. But still, I would have thought it was like 10 or 100, you know. And so you're reaching out to all those people who really need to know they're not alone.
Absolutely.
absolutely. And Danny, when you brought up that point, because I'm writing in another book that to keep going and to build upon my last one, is that I asked my daughter, which was pregnant at 18. She was out of high school, but freshman in college, single mom. And I asked her, can you write me a little blurb? Because I wanted a little blurb about how she felt when she found out. She goes, why do you want me to relive that? So she's going to do it. But that when you said that, she's like, I don't want to look back, because he's 17 now. And I know yours is older, but
Yes.
she's like, I don't even want to remember that. I don't even know if I can. Say, please, I think it will be so good for the readers, because now they've got her point of view and me being a young grandmother point of view next to each other. So those were her pretty much exact words, yours and hers.
Yeah, because it's hard. Let's be honest. It's hard to look back and to kind of bring all of that back up again, especially when you move so far past. I mean, keep in mind this happened in the 80s. We're now in, like, 2020. That's a long stretch of time, right? Well, it's back, and I'm looking back, and I'm going, Lord have mercy. I had the little mullety thing happening with the fake perm put in, and I don't even want to look at myself, kind of a thing, let alone kind of rehash all of that. But it was, like I said, it was cathartic, and hopefully, I'm hoping that all of our stories inspire other women, and just kind of find that strength from within. So that's my hope for our book.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Hey guys, I'm sorry I have to go. I have another meeting, but thank you so much for having me on here. I love being part of your show and this group too. So thank you.
Thank you for being here, Mila. Thank you.
Everyone, Saturday for the party. Lots of gifts and fun.
Absolutely.
Thank you for all your hard work too, Mila and Mariah.
Oh, thank you. And thanks for coming on. It's really nice to see you. All right, see you guys later. Bye.
Bye, Dan.
Bye.
Bye, Mila. Awesome. Well, Danny, thank you so much for joining. We are so pleased to have you. So I'll be relying on you to help me rally the other women authors to kind of get them involved. Because this is really for all of you. I mean, this is our chance to celebrate. So stick around, Danny, because LaDonna and I have some recipes that we are going to go over for our October contest, and then we have favorite items reveal. So you can tell all your supporters, if you buy the book and send us a review, you can get a $5 digital gift card from homesweethometreasures.net. And so we always showcase different items that are available that LaDonna has on the site. So it's a great time. Oh my gosh, Marilyn Atterbury's in the house here too. Let's get her.
Awesome.
Well, hello, Marilyn. Yay.
Hi.
Another one of our fabulous co-authors. How are you, Marilyn?
I'm really excited about working with all you three, actually. And what would that make? 17 or so in this project. And I'm really excited about your talks. I'm only here for until 10:30 today, but I'll catch the recording later. But I want to hear next.
So glad you joined us, Marilyn. Thank you so much.
I know, look at us on the screen.
Welcome.
Yeah, it's nice to have more people. Then we can have all these different screens going. But we're so touched that you came on, Marilyn. I mean, you are our shining light. Our beautiful.
Well, it's like stars. All of us are shining lights.
Indeed. So thank you so much. So for staying on. And so just leave when you need to. But we'd love to share with you some recipes that LaDonna has been collecting, for our October contest, featuring pumpkin and apple ingredients. So here we go. And perhaps this will inspire you to send us a recipe, because we are running a fabulous contest. Every recipe that you submit gets your name entered into a very special surprise gift bag drawing.
Yes, absolutely. So much fun.
It is so much fun. So I'm going to queue up some slides here. So just hang on tight.
And ladies, make sure you wear all your sparkles for our Cinderella launch on Saturday. Okay, everyone, got recipes? What's your favorite pumpkin recipe? What's your favorite apple? Or do you combine the two? Yum, yum. Oh, and whoever wins this mystery bag is going to love it. Okay, pumpkin bread from Nancy Sue Quinn Gaskins. She creates this recipe. A matter of fact, she was baking 2 loaves when she sent this to me last week. Here's all your ingredients. Nothing far-fetched, nothing hard to get. You probably already have all of these things in your pantry and fridge. Flour, nutmeg, all your spices, eggs, butter. And then the next page goes into how to put it all together. There we go. And look at that, how wonderful that looks. I can smell the pumpkin bread now. Put a little butter on it. Yum. So yes. And at the end of the year, for an end of the year gift from me and Olivia, we're going to do a virtual recipe book with all of our recipes that we have gathered over the months. So send in your recipes. The next recipe is from Tracy Pullman. It is a fall cheese ball. And this is all the ingredients. Again, probably already have all these ingredients in the house. I don't always have cream cheese, but most of the time I will have cream cheese. Nacho cheese chips I don't always have, just because I would eat them. But for this special occasion, grab you a bag, because it looks phenomenal when it's done. Yum, yum. The next page is going to show you how to put it together. And look at that. You just roll it up in a ball and just slice it a little bit to make the indentions. Roll it in those chips and put the top of your pepper. And then you have a cheese ball to put with your chips, pretzels, or veggies. So this was pretty amazing. I loved how this came out and tastes great. We made it the other night and it tastes really good.
Oh my gosh, I need to recreate this because it reminds me of Cinderella's pumpkin carriage.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Marilyn, you should send in your pumpkin and apple recipes, because every time you send one in, your name goes into a drawing for a free mystery bag. And I have it packed full of goodies.
I was even thinking you could be super creative and maybe like have a little cutout for the carriage door. Get you some a toy wheel and put some wheel spokes in there and like really do it up.
Absolutely. Why not, Olivia? Great ideas.
I'm going to have you do it for Saturday. How's that? Can you make it again for Saturday?
With my one hand, sure.
What a great recipe. Thank you so much, Tracy. Look, it's just and so cute with the green pepper stem. It really does look like a pumpkin.
Yes. And guys, I will be so glad, and I know it will come sooner or later, where we have smell-o-vision. We can smell things through our screens on the TV or laptop. Wouldn't that be great to be able to just take it all in? So yes, be sure to get those recipes in. We've gotten some really creative recipes over the months that we've been collecting.
We sure have. Oh my gosh. I think this is my favorite. My favorite one. All right. And so now it's time for favorite items reveal. So if you are curious, what is there to get on homesweethometreasures.net? What's available? We've got you covered. We've always put together a fabulous favorite items reveal to help give you some ideas. And this is what you can utilize your gift card for. And buy the book, and LaDonna's going to throw this in as a free bonus. I mean, this is super generous. LaDonna, thank you so much for making that available to all of our authors and supporters and friends of authors.
Yes. So tell everyone, get in, buy those books. All right, look at this beautiful blue top. It is new with tag, and I love it. The scarecrow, what a beautiful time of year to have a scarecrow. He can stay up all the way through Thanksgiving. He is vintage. We're going to go to the vintage rose plate. I mean, this is a beautiful, great display of just normal everyday items that you may want or need. That blue top, I love these sleeves in that. Look at that. That is sleeves that Olivia and I both love. And this is a size medium. Just a simple blue top with those gorgeous sleeves, V neckline, new with tag. Oh, look at the scarecrow. He is vintage. I'm guessing at one time he probably had a hat, but there's no hat on him right now, but he's still gorgeous without it. He is stuffed, so all of his parts move. Look at those big old triangle eyes and the hearts and the stars. I love this beautiful rose plate. It's like a bread plate or dessert plate. There is only one. It has the gold scalloped edges, and it is flawless. It is mint condition. And how beautiful would that be on your display or on your table? I mean, it's just gorgeous. And I just love pink roses. I love everything pink, but pink roses just says love to me. And look at this cute set of 3 bracelets. Now this first one, this is going to sell as married set of 3. This first one has the toggle fastener on it, which I love. It's going to be for a smaller wrist. It does have several different kinds of beads. There's glass, there's stone, and probably a variety of different plastics. Then this next one is a stretch beaded bracelet. And then you get to the leather pleather bracelet that wraps around your arm. Look at the beautiful colors. All these colors go together. That's why I married them together. I love the bling on the brown wrap bracelet. And this one here has a lot of greens and blues in it, just like the other bracelet does. And it does stretch. So that's going to be a set of 3. And then look at this beauty. Now, this is a seashell pennant or brooch. It consists of both. It has a hook where you just add your own chain to it or cord. And then it also has a pin on the back to use as a brooch. Now, how beautiful is that if you're going to a pool party, beach party? Oh my gosh, I just love that. I hope that you have found something you cannot live without. You have found something beautiful that inspires your day. I love it. I love all the displays I put together, but each one's a little different, right, Olivia? What was your favorite?
Each one is a little different. I'm with you. I love the scarecrow. He is so precious.
And I love decorations, but I love it when I can put something up for Halloween to go all the way through Thanksgiving, because it seems like so many people skip over all the holidays and go straight to Christmas. And I try to get everything in there, so yes, I love those type of things.
Me too, because you want to get extra use out of these decorations.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right.
And you know what? Somebody made that scarecrow, I'm sure of, just because the fabric it was made out of, everything. He's vintage. And I just love how he looks.
Exactly. And you can always count on LaDonna with a code word. So your code word today to help you with your shopping is right. In honor of our celebration today of National Day on Writing, celebrating the release of the Cinderella Monologues and all of our fabulous women co-authors of this compilation book, the code word is right. So that's 15% off of your orders, and that's valid all through tonight, Thursday, through Friday, midnight Central Standard Time. So shop, and we've got the link on the screen for the fundraiser. So shop this URL, tinyurl.com/Uganda Children. And that's where we'll be making matching contributions benefiting the Heavenly Bread Children's Life Center in Uganda.
Yeah, so please use that link. 40% of your purchase will go to them. You can also use your 15% off towards that as well.
Excellent. So we're going to stay on just a few more minutes just in case any other authors want to join us. We are live streaming into the Facebook group of the Cinderella Monologues Meet the Authors. So if you're watching inside the group, let us know and give us some feedback here, because this is everything that we're doing now is in preparation for our big Saturday launch.
Yes, I'm so excited. It's almost scary exciting. Does that make sense, Olivia? It's like, the day has come. Do you still, I know you've written books before or chapters in books. Do you still get just so excited even doing this one? This launch is coming up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It never gets old, right? I think if it does get old, I'll be in my grave.
Well, I was going to ask Marilyn. Marilyn's one of those, and Sandra also, right, that's written a lot of different stories and chapters. And I'm wondering, does it get old for them? Does it get stale? Or is the excitement still real?
The excitement is still real, and each book has its own energy, right? Like the people that make up the book, right, bring in their own energy. And I think the level of involvement of everyone makes a big difference. Right. And so, I've worked with MILA for a very long time. So this is very personal, right, for her and I, because I remember even like when she first got the idea and we were promoting it and I was interviewing her and helping to recruit authors, like I got you in and I'm so happy you said yes. And then we did the summit, and like it was so nice that Danny came on because we did the summit, Sing Your Heart Song Summit, and MILA was our sponsor of that event. And, she was so gracious to give out a scholarship. And that's when we selected Danny. And how cool for Danny to share her story just now that was on her vision board. She always wanted to write just like you. You've always wanted to write, was on your bucket list of items as well. But she didn't know where or how or who to begin. And then she got the scholarship. And she's taken every single advantage of the scholarship to be in the Cinderella Monologues. And so that really touches my heart, right? Like to know the backstory. I think what's even more exciting is to know the backstory of everyone coming in, and that we have this collective energy going into the book.
Oh, I can see that. And it is true, is that I'm sure there's so many people out there that have a story that want to write it. But where do you start? Who do you contact? Where are the links? It's so, when you're not in that community, how do you, and it's just by connecting to the right people. I would have never written my story. I don't know. I don't think, but you know what? You came to me with the choice, the chances, the realistic goal to be able to do it. And that's when I made up my mind. Okay, it's time. It's time.
It truly is. It truly is everyone's time, right? It's never too late to start. And there's tons of writing programs that you can look into, and just ask around, ask for referrals. And, if you feel comfortable with MILA, great. If not, I can always refer you to other people as well too. But it really does depend on, I think, the leadership and everyone's involvement that makes up a truly great book, right? So I've been in some book compilations where I just came in and I didn't know anyone else prior. And in this book, I know many of the people coming in because I've met them at other MILA's workshops. And
Right.
And then I have some personal connections to people that I brought in, just like I brought you in, as well as Katie and Chris Dyer. Do you remember, we were making our journals, embellishing the journals
Yes.
And then Chris was there. So Chris was like, wait, what? It has a butterfly in the cover. As soon as we said butterfly, then she wanted to be in because her business is called Embellish Butterfly.
Absolutely. And I mean, it's just about getting out there and just collaborating with the right people, and it'll come. I really believe it will just be your time, and it will happen. Just don't let it get past you. It's never too late. There's never a better day. Just grab it.
Just grab it. Yes, do it now. And so thankful for these holidays. And there's a big one coming up too in November called NaNoWriMo, which is National November Writing Month. So keep your eyes out for that, LaDonna. Yes.
Oh, wow.
That's another amazing organization. So there's no shortage, right, of organizations and programs to kind of help you get started. But the thing is, you got to finish. You got to go all the way through, right? And
right.
I just so appreciate all the sisters, our the camaraderie, the friendships we've made amongst each other in this group, writing together.
Oh, and it's just amazing that we've made friendships that they don't expect anything from you. They don't expect you to do anything besides what you want to do. And everyone that gives, someone's there to give back. Just, I hope that makes sense. No one's taking advantage of anyone. I mean, it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful relationship.
Absolutely. And, Danny, she's in a moment of transition and she's not really active on social, and she asked for help to get her socials going. So to be part of the book promotion, and you spent a great deal of time in helping her get started. So, right. And that's what you can expect from a writing group. We were there for each other because we've shared so many personal stories of ourselves. Like, why wouldn't we want to be there for each other?
Exactly. And, and as soon as I found out that Danny needed help, I just messaged her. And now I have another beautiful soul that I'm connected to. I was able to help and, just shine a little light on an area that she's not familiar with. And how better to utilize your strengths is to help someone else.
Oh, LaDonna.
I mean, don't you feel that way when you reach out and you help? I mean, you help me in so many ways, Olivia. So many ways.
And I'm glad. And like Mila says, you do everything that we say.
Yeah, I mean, I do, because you know what? I can't know everything. No one knows everything about everything. So when someone's there and they're willing to help and they give you guidance, just take it. Don't ask, don't question, just go do it. When Mila tells me, just start writing, it doesn't matter if it makes sense. We can make it make sense later. And that is exactly what I did. And that's what I'm doing again now.
Wonderful.
I knew nothing about Restream, but Olivia taught me a lot about it. Every week, I think we come on twice a week and I learn something. Life is about a journey of learning.
Yeah. And if nothing else, I really hope your grandsons, take your example and see all that's possible for them, that you can still learn at at this time and still get excited for learning, still get excited to do these things. I think it makes a big difference. It's a great role model example you're leaving for your grandkids.
And, on another note, when you say that, my grandchildren just think I'm crazy right now because, they're at that age. Let's face it, Olivia, we know that. They don't tell me that, but they'll, they kind of do in their own little ways. But you know what? I hope, not that I've been I think I'm a perfect grandmother most of the time, but no, not that any of us are perfect, but I do hope that one day, and I can see it now, even with my children, my girls are looking back and saying, oh, I'm getting more like my mom every day. Or, oh my gosh, this or that. But you know what? I just want them to know one day how much I did care for them, love them, the things I taught them, the examples that I taught them not to do, but also to do, So I think that's lessons that everyone needs to leave behind one day and so that others can rejoice on those,
Exactly. Well, I did an interview this morning with Corinne Lalonde, and she's one of our fellow co-authors, and she also has daughters. And, I asked about her relationship with her daughter, and she goes, sometimes it's really affirming. It's like, oh, there goes mom. So I would encourage you to maybe reach out to Corinne, because I think there's a lot of similarities that you may be experiencing with her. Just, raising families and raising daughters, especially, and raising grandkids at this time. So,
yes.
yeah,
And I'm raising, and I still say still raising, because, and I'm sure your mom probably feels the same way. You never stop being a mom. And I'm sure dads feel the same way. I know my husband does. He's never done being a daddy, because that is his main role in life, is being their daddy. I mean, and he rejoices that. He loves that. He loves his girls unconditionally. So do I. We love and show our loves in different ways, because we're different personalities, but we love. And our girls truly know that we love them. And I think, if nothing else, but man, it is so hard to raise such hardcore, independent women. And we have raised, and still raising, the most incredible independent women. I mean, they thrive on their independence. They don't want to depend on anyone else. I mean, the men of their life, I know you may be listening, my son-in-law and wannabe son-in-law, but let me tell you, I'm right. I'm right. They are independent. Their way is the right way. Their way is the only way. So I'm sure there's a lot of women out there and moms saying, oh, she is so right. It is hard raising independent women. But we do it, and we do it with love and care. And hopefully I'm building something that they can continue and look back on.
I believe you are. I believe so. So it looks like we're coming up on our time, and no other authors are joining us at this moment. Oh, well, I heard a beep. Hang on, I spoke too soon. Oh my gosh, Tammy! Tammy's here. While we bring on Tammy. Yay! You made it, Tammy! Wow! Woo!
How are you?
How are you?
I'm doing good, thank
Has
you.
the family gone their ways? Are you back to you now?
I'm back to me now, yeah.
So glad you could join us, Tammy. How exciting it is to get your chapter out. What do you think? Are you excited?
I'm super stoked. I'm very excited for this. First time author in the house.
Me too. I was telling you, Olivia, earlier, it's almost a scary happy. It's excitement.
It is. Honestly, yeah, it is. It's like, what are people going to think? What are, just like, this is me putting myself out there. It is. You're right.
Yes. And you know what? I've had that same thought. And you know what my inner self said? But it's not about them right now. It's about me. It's about me this time. And I don't take a lot of me time. This is for me. It's not, and to inspire other people that might be going through the same thing or has gone through the same thing. But it's about me right now. It's not about anything else,
That is very, very true. Yes, very true.
Sometimes we need some me time, right?
Yes. Yes. I'm finding that more now than ever. Yes.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you came on. I mean, Olivia and I have been talking about how far we've gone with our writing. So have you been wanting to write your story for a while?
I've been wanting to tell people and let people know, sort of, no matter what you're going through, no matter what hand you're dealt, play the cards. Whether it's going to turn out good, bad, or ugly, just play them. Have fun along the way, and yeah, always remember to smile.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you are. We say that every week on Monday Mojo and Throwback Thursday. Smile, give a smile, show a smile, make someone else smile. And you know what? It's all about the journey. My husband came up with that slogan a couple of years ago, that now that we're maturing in our age. And he always says, it's all about the journey. If we're not enjoying the journey, then what are we here for?
That is
so you're right.
very,
Deal
very
those
true.
cards and be on it. Okay, we have a Facebook user again.
I think that might be Katie.
Oh, Katie, are you still with us? She says,
I think
play
that
your
must be her.
cards. Remember to smile. Love this. Awesome. Awesome.
You'd be so proud of us, Tammy. I got Mila and LaDonna this morning to go and do some laughter exercises with me.
Oh,
Because I know how much
nice.
laughter is such an important part of your healing journey. And so we were doing laughter and we were playing Mad Libs in celebration of this holiday, National Day on Writing. So you'll have to check the Facebook group of the Cinderella Monologues, because we live streamed it, so you'll see them.
Oh, perfect. I will for sure.
Yes, and we had a lot of fun. And then this one's also being recorded there as well, right? So whatever you missed, you can go back and watch, because we heard some great stories from Mila and Danny, and Sandra has been on, and Katie's been on. So we've had a good turnout, and you know, it is
Marilyn.
all about smiling. Marilyn, oh yes, Marilyn.
Yeah.
She popped in for a minute. Yes, so it's perfect.
But you've been on Restream with me before, Tammy, on our personal interview. And so this was just a way. I mean, LaDonna goes regularly every Thursday, Throwback Thursday, but we open it up to do like a test live stream into the Facebook group when we know it works. And so this is what you can expect on Saturday. So invite your friends to join us in the Facebook group, because they can watch it too, like live streaming.
Perfect. That's fantastic. Thank you. I
So
will
just
definitely
exactly
will.
like this. Yeah.
Yes, I can't wait till Saturday and do our launch party and our book release. And I think Mila said earlier she's already seeing us, the book being purchased and reviewed, right? So we're getting there. So glad.
One of our categories is women biographies, and we are climbing the charts.
So amazing.
Nice.
So amazing that 22 women get together and can create this fabulous book to inspire others and help others through whatever they're going through. And I really believe anyone that reads the book will find at least one story in there that they can relate to.
Absolutely. So, and then something you may not have been aware of, Tammy, is that LaDonna is offering a bonus for every book purchase. I'm going to bring up your slide, LaDonna, talking about the digital gift cards first. And then, perhaps you can just explain the bonus. So that way Tammy can tell all her friends and supporters.
Yes. And everyone else.
Awesome, for sure.
So the good thing is my gift cards are virtual. So we are being eco-friendly, and we do everything virtual. I just need your email. Right now we're having a fabulous sale. Buy one gift card, get the same amount of gift card, half price. So if you buy a $50 gift card, you can purchase another gift card for only $25. How amazing is that? A great way to help you purchase gifts that you're already going to purchase for the holiday season, things for yourself and family, household items, clothing, jewelry, vintage items. So please go on, and we're letting you use this promo to also help the Heavenly Bread Life Center be built in Uganda, giving back 40% of your purchase to them. But for our book, anyone that purchases the Cinderella Monologue book and leaves a review, let us know, and I will send you a $5 gift card. So that is an amazing deal. It's like getting free shipping, because we have flat rate shipping, $5 inside the US, $10 outside the US. And I ship everywhere. That's a great bargain. So please just buy the book, Send me where you reviewed it and you bought the book, and I will send you out a digital gift card. I just need your email. That's it. So simple to get yourself $5.
Well, that's amazing.
Yes,
You know,
so
just
good.
another way to show appreciation for our supporters.
Excellent. And Tammy, you've also got a gift too that you want to share with people, right? Do you want to talk a little bit about that too? The Beautiful gift?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Yes, I custom designed a 90-page cancer tracker and journal, like a memo book, basically. And it's if you go to beautiful.health, BEYOUTIFUL.health, you can get a free 11 pages of the 90-page journal that I custom designed. And also, going through that website, you can also purchase the 90-page journal for $15.55. And I actually had somebody ask me, why did you do $15.55 instead of $19.99 or whatever? And 555 means change. So it's everybody's always changing, the world is changing, but when you're going through something as difficult as cancer or any diagnosis for that matter, change is going to happen. And I'm looking at it as a positive. I would not be here and writing a chapter in this book or writing my own book if I hadn't gone through what I did. And so 555 means change. So there you go.
I had no idea. Did you know that, Olivia? We learn something new every time we go live. Every time.
That is so beautiful, Tammy. Thank you. Thank you. What a gift. What an honor that is. And so many resources, right? I think that's what's also so amazing about our community of women. Like each of us brings something unique and different, and so many resources that we can share with each other. I mean, I see all of you as being very lifelong connected, and then we can, share it out with the world too.
Oh, 100%. Yes.
Oh, amazing group of women. I'm so glad that I have been able to be part of the writing group.
Indeed, indeed. So we're coming up to the end here. So we're going to play an outro clip, but stay tuned. Please connect with all of us here on the Facebook group. So here's the link. No excuses. Just join. Invite all your friends. It's a public group. We'd love to have you join us, and then be on the lookout for more amazing events and live streams and announcements. And the big one will be Saturday, October 22nd, 2022. We're going to go to you live from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern time. So mark your calendars.
Woo-hoo! So excited. Let's get this party started. But we are kind of getting it started today.
I know. Thanks to LaDonna for doing all her research that we found out about this holiday. So thank you for kickstarting it. It's fabulous. And be sure to wear your finest. You can wear your tiaras, your gowns, your hats.
Whatever makes you feel like a Cinderella.
Yes, whatever makes you feel like a Cinderella. So be sure to dress up, Tammy.
That's awesome. I will. Thank you.
All right. We'll close this out, and we'll see you all later. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Bye.